Hey guys, MCU Collector here with the next video. This is the San Diego Comic-Con 2018 exclusive, the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Defenders Rail Authority boxed set. Now this thing is so huge and massive. Think of like the raft size. I think it's a little bit smaller than what the raft was, but it's just very wide. So I couldn't do it on my typical review station. That's kind of why it's taken me so long to really get to this one. Thinking about how I'm going to do it, where I'm going to do it. I'm just doing it on my kitchen table just so you guys could see the box and everything. And I also have the other figures, the other Netflix series figures. But really awesome packaging. I really like the way it looks. You see it has some graffiti on it, the hand, Defenders, and it has the whole box, you know, looks like a subway car. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but then you have this sign here that looks pretty cool. Take caution when entering and exiting the subway. And then you can actually see the silhouettes of a couple, probably Thugs, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and then you also have Colleen Wing. So really cool side of the package, if you can see that. Really awesome look there as well. You can see, you know, Defenders Rail Authority, Hell's Kitchen Subway. Pretty cool detailing kind of throughout. Here on the other side looks just like the other side. You got some warning stuff, Hasbro, all of that. But then here on the back you can see, you know, you got the Thugs, but you also got Jessica Jones and you got Daredevil fighting, and that's kind of the difference. Looking over at the other side, basically the same kind of thing. Then it has, like, you know, this graffiti mark with the hand, no hand, right? Because that's, you know, obviously the main villains for the Defenders show. So there's the outside of the packaging. You have this slip cover there. Just slips right off of it, and you can see on the bottom there is a UPC. Not really going to matter, I guess, because you can't find it in stores, but it will be available on HasbroToyShop.com starting August 13th, so not far away. And there's the box set, looking pretty awesome in package. Really like the way it looks. We finally get Iron Fist, and I'm glad we're getting a Colleen Wing, because I didn't think we would actually get a Colleen Wing figure. So I'm glad that we did. So we'll get a close-up while they're still in packaging here, and then I'll open it up and we'll take a look at the figures individually and compare them to the previous releases. Not really going to go over articulation or anything like that. Really just focusing on the comparison of the previous release to the new ones, and then taking a close look at Colleen Wing and Iron Fist there. So let's take some close-up looks at them. One thing I really like about this packaging is this huge window that they put on the front. This huge window package, and I really like the way they're all set up in there. Just kind of relaxing on the subway car, and the detail actually within the subway car is pretty amazing. You know, you actually have this separation, the partitions in there for the doorway. The seats, you know, it's all cardboard and stuff, but it does look pretty good. And you actually have, there's a rat over there by Iron Fist's foot. Which is kind of funny. There's some newspaper things down on the floor. Some of the advertising inside of it as well. You can see there's like the restaurant from the Defenders. You got Trish Talk, Metro General Hospital, where Night Nurse, why can't I think of her name? Claire Temple works, or used to work, Alias Investigations, that kind of thing. So really cool look there. And then here we have Colleen Wing. She's just kind of sitting down there, and then you got Daredevil's head turned around, so it makes it look like just a helmet, even though it is obviously the full head sculpt. But she has her sword and the sheath for the sword. Daredevil there, because we get the Matt Murdock unmasked or unhelmeted head, so really cool. This is technically, I don't know if you would call this the first Luke Cage figure or the second Luke Cage figure, because this one has its official release before the Walmart exclusive 2-pack, because that 2-pack didn't actually get officially announced until Comic-Con. But regardless, it's my second Luke Cage figure, because I already have that other 2-pack. Jessica Jones, this is the second figure. I like the pose there, because, you know, with Jessica Jones, she doesn't care. She's just relaxing, kick her feet up. Too bad they can't include a beer can or anything for her, since in that scene, you know, she did take somebody's beer when they were on the subway car. So that was pretty cool. So I really like the way they look. Colleen Wing there, looking awesome. Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. Okay, let's. Oh, I'm going to be carefully open this up, so hopefully we can get a close look at those figures. And I want to make sure that I save the packaging, because I don't want anything to happen to it, because it does look awesome. Normally on Comic-Con exclusives, I don't open them, but because these are MCU figures, I feel the need and I'm compelled to take them out of the package. But I will absolutely be keeping this box. And there goes the lights. Okay, so real quick, this whole piece really comes out quite nicely, so you can keep it all intact and together, which I really like. And one thing that I didn't notice, or I wasn't paying attention, but really cool actually, on this back side of the box, you actually get the silhouette of them sitting down. So you got Daredevil there, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones, and there's also a bio here that reads, "The Defenders. Some heroes make headlines, others make police reports. For the roguish band of vigilantes dubbed the Defenders, the battle for justice is riddled with gray areas. From Hell's Kitchen to Harlem, this crew of less than reputable heroes must join forces to stop the radical group of supervillains known as the Hand from destroying the place they call home, New York City. Though their methods may be unconventional, their motives are clear. Defend and protect the city and its people at all costs, even if it means sacrificing themselves in the process." Spoiler alert, if you've seen the show, you know that that's exactly kind of what happens in the show, and can't wait for these other shows to come up. So Iron Fist Season 2 is going to be coming out here pretty soon. Luke Cage Season 2 was a little bit of a disappointment for me. But enough of that, let's get right to these figures. So I'm going to actually open them up and remove them, and then take a close look at them individually. Alright guys, so here are the figures out of the package. That was a little bit of an adventure to get them out. I probably should have just used scissors, but it had all these rubber bands that I absolutely hate, because the way they work, they get into some of those shoulder joints or the bicep joints. If you pull on them too much, it might put some stress on the plastic. So I really didn't like that. But it's still an awesome set, and you can see that the box actually holds up pretty nicely when you remove the figures out. So I'm glad that the packaging kind of stays together like that. So let's kind of look at some of the figures individually. What I'm first going to do is I'm going to compare the Daredevil figure, compare the Jessica Jones figure, compare the Luke Cage figures, and then I'm going to show the two figures, Iron Fist and Colleen Wing, kind of at the end, and some good things and some disappointing things about the Colleen Wing and the Iron Fist. So let's get right to it one by one. Let's start with Daredevil first. Okay guys, so here's the Daredevil figure. Now these two figures are the exact same. There's absolutely nothing different about the two figures. You can see, I can't get that in focus, but you could see we have the helmeted head, or the masked head there. They're the exact same. The same color plastic. There's no paint differentiations, no variations, nothing. They're the exact same figure. Now the big highlight to this is we get the Matt Murdock head, and I think it is okay. I don't think it's the best. Let's get in a little bit closer and look at it. Okay guys, so there it is. Now I don't think this is that good of a likeness to Charlie Cox, the actor that plays Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Not even the side profile, which I typically think looks better as far as the likeness for the actor. I honestly don't see it too much on this, so that's actually pretty disappointing. But I'm glad that we did get an unmasked head, but I think Hasbro can definitely do better, and I hope Hasbro does better in the future, and then especially gives us one where he actually has like the red lens glasses on, sunglasses. Now that would be pretty cool. Maybe Daredevil Season 3? A future 2-pack possibly, with a Bullseye perhaps, or whoever the villain's going to be, or maybe a Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin. How awesome of a 2-pack would that be? But yeah, not feeling it, but still happy to have it anyway. Okay, let's move on to Luke Cage. Okay, and here is Luke Cage. Now, a couple of things with the Luke Cage. Now, they are the same figure, same body mold, same everything. They both come with a wristwatch that has no paint or anything to it. The difference is the different color jeans and the different color shirt. Head sculpt, digital face print, everything is the same. One thing that I do like is on this one, the shoulder ratcheting is a little bit smoother than this one, where this one was kind of scary that, you know, it might snap and break. And then this one kind of has a little bit of a loose ab crunch. I don't have those issues on this new one. However, looking at the jeans, I was really impressed with how this denim came out. These jeans came out on this Walmart exclusive 2-pack with Claire Temple. I don't like the way they look on this one. You could see those upper hip joints are going to be a harder plastic. So yes, they're going to be a slight color variation. However, they're smooth blue, but with the lower legs are actually kind of that denim blue and have a little bit of texture to it, not a whole lot. So it looks very, very odd to me when you have smooth versus textured. And I'm not sure why, but this one, it's textured throughout the complete lower torso. I'm not sure why they couldn't do it on this one, but this one has it. This one definitely looks better. So that's a little bit disappointing for the Luke Cage figure, but still a solid figure nonetheless, especially for now, for those that don't yet have the Walmart exclusive 2-pack. If this is your only Luke Cage figure as of now, it's going to be a good one, but my money is definitely on the Walmart exclusive 2-pack for the better figure. Next up, Jessica Jones. Okay, so same thing here, same figure. However, there's less to this Jessica Jones than the previous one. So no gloved hands and no leather jacket on this new one. And then mine, the legs are very warped out of the package. It's basically the same thing. The real big difference is going to be the color shirt. She has a gray shirt versus a black shirt. So again, the single release is definitely the better figure in this case because, again, she has the leather jacket. Would it have been so hard for Hasbro to give us a scarf? Apparently. Now, one thing that I do like on this figure is the attempted dark wash or wash, denim look. It kind of looks a little sloppy and it's kind of uneven to be on one side of the leg versus kind of the other side. But I see what Hasbro was going for on the style of denim. So I give kudos to them for that. However, again, the single release from the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave is definitely the better figure out of the two. Next up, we're going to look at, let's go with Iron Fist, because Colleen Wing's kind of all new sculpt and everything. So, next up, Iron Fist. Alright, here's Iron Fist, Danny Rand. So this figure's funny, I guess, because, a lot of people are comparing him to Danny Masterson from, that 70s show or The Ranch. And yes, I can see it because of the fuzzy curly hair up top that's really rounded off. It's got the beard just like Danny Masterson does. But I do see the actor, and I don't know his name. I do see it in this figure. I do see the Danny Masterson, but I definitely do see the actual actor of Iron Fist more so than Danny Masterson. Now, this figure is the typical suited body figure. This one, actually, I believe, and I don't have the Bruce Banner figure in front of me to really see and compare, but I think this one has the Bruce Banner body because he doesn't have the tie for the shirt, and Bruce Banner did. Let me know down in the comments below if I'm wrong on that. I'll take a closer look later, but it seems like the neck piece is a separate piece in there, so that's kind of odd, and that's kind of throwing me off right now, but I hate that we get that seam straight down the middle of the neck, which is kind of weird. But one thing that I really, really like about this figure, it's a suited figure, and guys, if you guys watch my videos, I have a very, very difficult time getting any of those suited figures to stand up. This one, I can stand him up no problem. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's because he's got sneakers on. How about that? Iron Fist with sneakers. In a suit, no less. So these new feet definitely make a huge difference being able to get him to stand up. So I really like that. And they're just done in an all-white color. Nothing fancy to them or anything. But they do look good. And they painted the little ball ankle there. So that's kind of nice. You get a little bit of hinge. You definitely get an ankle pivot in there. So I like that. So that's what's good because he can stand up no problem. So I really, really like that. And you can see we have the translucent yellow fist because he is the immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun. I'm trying to think now. How does he say it? He is Danny Rand, the immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun. Whatever he kind of goes on through. So I like the way that looks. I kind of like that. I wish they would have given us maybe a solid regular skin tone hand, but they did not. Especially this one too, because all you're really going to do is get him into his little chi pose. But let's take a close-up look at that head. So there's a close-up look at it. I think it looks good. I don't see Danny Masterson nearly as much as I see the actual actor, but it does look very good, and I like the wash in the hair to give it a more realistic look. So there it is. Let's take a look at Colleen Wing now. Okay, and here is the Colleen Wing figure. Now this one is one that I was actually probably the most excited about because I just didn't think we would actually get a Colleen Wing figure. Now I have no doubt in my mind that Hasbro will give us another exclusive 2-pack with Iron Fist and Colleen Wing. Colleen Wing will probably be a straight repack, probably just a different color, probably black jumpsuit instead of white. And then Iron Fist will actually be in whatever his actual costumes, hero costume, quote unquote, would be. So the Colleen Wing figure. So the one I was most excited about is one that I am very actually disappointed in. A couple of weird things. Now, the sword is the same sword that we've seen before. Not a whole lot to it. It's just white with gold and then silver for the blade. The sheath, I believe we've seen this before. I could be wrong. It's just a white beigey color. Nothing special to it. And you could just see, sword just goes in like that. Easy. It's almost like a rubber. It's not even a plastic. Completely rubber. Look, just kind of bends around and everything. So nothing special to this at all. There's no paint detail whatsoever. It's just white. Whatever. The Colleen Wing figure, what I do like about it. So I like the sculpt and everything. So we get some new pieces here. So I think these lower legs are going to be new because it has kind of the cuffed up pant leg, which actually end up being a little bit bigger than the upper legs. But I guess that could be normal if it's pulled and cuffed up. So no big deal there. We get these shoes and it looks like almost like Adidas. You got some line work there, but those look good. No issues there. You got a gray sole to them. The arms, definitely a little bit bigger, but that's part of that jacket look. I'm not sure if we've seen them before, but the upper body, I do like the details in here. We get a little bit of the blue in there with the sculpted hoodie, so that's nice, and kind of the blue throughout. So I think that looks good. Hasbro did a good job there. Again, I like the sculpt. The things I do not like is why would they give her the Elektra hand that she uses to hold her sai? Like, why? She has a sword. It doesn't make sense. Now, this little piece of this sheath, you can end up working into that hand to where she holds it. So I don't know if that was the idea, and I'm sure that probably was not the case. It's just kind of a happy coincidence. So I guess it works like that. But it's really weird because it makes it awkward for holding the sword. Now, Japanese sword, and I believe is Japanese, you're supposed to use two hands, and I believe I remember her from the Iron Fist Season 1 using two hands to hold the sword. It's very difficult for her to get to do that. I'm not even going to try it, because what ended up happening is you scrape the sword with the hand, and I already peeled some paint off of there, so I definitely don't like it. You can see that little mark right there. And then this left hand is very tight, so it's hard. You really have to force the sword in there. So then that's kind of where the scraped paint is going to come from. So I definitely was not happy with that. And then here's the other odd thing. Now, this likeness is not that great to the actress. I have no idea what her name is, but this isn't not good. It looks good from a digital face print standpoint. It does not look good from the actress standpoint. So big fail on this one. All the other ones, even more so than the Matt Murdock one, the Charlie Cox one, that one looks better than this, I think. Even side profile, you can kind of see it a little bit. Not that much. So that's kind of a disappointed. Then we look at the sculpt. Why is her hair up so high on the back of her head? Like, shouldn't the hair be all the way part of her head? I can look back on the show, and I don't think she had any kind of like shaved portion of the back of her head. I could be wrong, but that looks very weird, and I don't like it. And then the other thing, this head sits very high onto that neck, that ball peg neck joint. So look at that thing. That's terrible look. Like, why should we be able to see that? That should not be the case. This ball should be much smaller than that. Look how huge that is. Some of the male figures don't even have a ball joint, neck ball joint that big. So that really, the head really suffers from that because it's very hard to hide it. Because look at the gap between the chin and the neck. It just looks weird. So you could set it like that on there, and that's not going to be so bad. But then the hair's way out, and you still got this bald head portion showing, and I'm not sure what that's all about. So it's kind of odd. And it sits on there, it looks good, but it's still really, really weird. So, you know, at the higher price point that this box set was, it was $124.99, or is going to be $124.99. It's a little bit higher at Comic-Con because they did factor in the tax. So for 5 figures, you would think it'd be a $100 box set. But no, they went the $125 set. So at $25 per figure, for 3 reissued figure, 1 figure that is basically a kit bash of other figures, or just a repaint of other style figures, and then one brand new character, one brand new mold. It is disappointing. However, as an MCU collector, I'm very happy to have the set. Now, I know that sounds pretty crazy to think, well, hey, you said it was too high, but you still love the set. Yeah, I'm weird like that because it's MCU figures, so I'm always going to have a special place in my heart for them. So I do like it. But it is a huge disappointment. I was originally going to purchase 2 of these, one from Comic-Con to open, and then one from Hasbro Toy Shop to keep in box. I don't think I'm going to spend another $125 on this set to keep one in box. Now, it's not August 13th yet. We still got about 5 days, so I may change my mind in these next 5 days. But as of now, this will be my only set. Now, before I end the video, I want to give a special shout out to Eric the Duck. This review would not be possible if it was not for him, because of him, I was able to attend Comic-Con and actually pick this set up, as opposed to waiting for Hasbro Toy Shop to open it up on there, and then hopefully be able to order it without it selling out, which I don't think it's going to sell out. I don't think anybody's going to have a problem ordering it. But thank you, Eric. I really appreciate what you did for me. Thank you so much. So before I end the video, let me know if you guys have any questions. Hit down in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'll also include a link to the actual placeholder for this set for the Hasbro Toy Shop. That way, on the 13th, if you want to get right to it, go to the video, click on the link, or click on the link and save it, and then on the 13th, get to it and order it. But there it is. So as always, guys, thank you for watching.